Good evening, and welcome to the first ever Mushroom Kingdom presidential race. The reason why I'm dressed so nicely is because we are going to be ranking all of the Mario Kart characters by how good of a president they would be. Here are all the different tiers that we have. Very top tier, we have leaps forward. Not only would they be a great president, but they would change the history of the world. Second, we have would do good. They wouldn't be a bad president. In fact, a lot of people would actually like them as president. However, they're not gonna instantly change history, you know what I'm saying? Neutral. They would neither hurt nor help the country. Be like 4 years of nothing. Would hurt. They would be a detriment to this country. They would do something that would potentially make the nation a bit worse. And finally, would burn our country. They would actually cause everything to fall apart. And then, of course, we have legally cannot. We're just gonna instantly throw all the ones who legally cannot be president. We have Baby Daisy, Baby Luigi, Baby Mario, Baby Peach, Baby Rosalina. All the babies cannot be president because they're literally babies. Bowser Jr.? Bowser Jr. is a different case. Let him run! If they are referred to as baby blank, they will not count as potential candidates for presidency, okay? They legally cannot be, okay? Juniors are fine. We've had several juniors who were actually presidents. However, there are no baby presidents that we've had. There's a semantic between, oh, well, they're 24 canonically. That means they can't run for president. Versus they're literally wearing diapers. I do have some slight stipulations. I'm not going to include Cat Peach. That is literally just Peach in a cat costume. I'm not going to include Tanuki Mario because that's literally just Mario in a Tanuki suit. I will count Gold Mario and Rose Gold Peach as different characters because canonically they are different people. The reason why furries can't be presidents is because they are already on this list. Stop saying furries 2024 in the chat, please. We're starting off with Birdo. Birdo would be good for this country. I think Birdo would break a lot of glass ceilings. They would care a lot about minorities in the country, making sure that they get equal rights. I don't think they would be the best president. She's very frugal about throwing eggs at you. Those eggs could be used towards feeding the people. Also, can I just say, I'm including Yoshi, Birdo, Donkey Kong. These are all canonically animals. I am so pro furries. Bowser Jr., as we know from the mainline series games, he is a little tinkerer. He likes to create things. I think that would be great for a country to have a leader who is very, very techie, but at the same time, that puts images of Elon Musk in my head. Because of that, I think he would try to push tech too much, but at the same time, we know from his father that he's very authoritarian. He would probably use the internet for his advantage to watch the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. Kind of low neutral, top of would hurt. Bowser Jr. is going there. Bowser. Bowser is a fascist. He leads an army of people to try to take over a country. I don't think he would be a great leader. I think he would literally burn our country to the ground. So hear me out. This might be controversial. I think Daisy is the Hillary Clinton of the Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
I don't think she would be bad. I just don't think she would be great. She tries to be hip with the current generation. I don't think she would be fantastic. I think she would try a little too hard. I'm gonna put her in like low would do good right now. Diddy Kong. Here's my thought on Diddy. Diddy Kong is the opposite side of the same coin to Bowser Jr. Diddy also is a tinkerer. He works hard. He's very generous. He's always helping others. And he's very, very tech savvy. Currently, he is probably my highest vote. I don't think he would leap our country forward at all, but I do think that he would do a lot of good for our country. Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr. has been gone from Nintendo's canonical history for years. If anything, I think he would hurt our country. All we really know about Donkey Kong Jr. is that he plays tennis, he karted a few times, and he tried to save his dad. Outside of that, he just kind of sounds like a military brat. Would hurt. He's on the ballot because his family nepotism. That's very, very true. Next up, we've got Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is high neutral. The reason why Donkey Kong is high neutral for me, we do see how he is willing to go to war, obviously towards King K. Rool in this situation, who I could argue is also a fascist, but he's easily able to go to war just for bananas. Could you imagine if we had our nation's nuclear weapons? Could you imagine how far Donkey Kong would go? On one hand, that's great because you know he would stand up for our country. On the other hand, could we stop him from going too far? Can we trust our president willing to go? That's very, very true. Del Monte's not going up. Next up, dry bones. I think dry bones would hurt our country. I am a dry bones main. I'm an expert in dry bonesology. I think dry bones would hurt this country because he's from a different era. He has different ideals. Back in his day, dry bones remembered when people could just walk along the street. They didn't have to go to any galaxies. They didn't have to go to different planets, you know? He would be just talking about how our country would have to go back to the easier generation, when in reality, he probably is just not a big fan of minorities. I don't think he would destroy our country, but I just don't think he would be fantastic. Dry Bowser is also Bowser, but also from that negative generation. I don't think I have to explain it much more. He just doesn't put up any, you know, shields about it. He's very, very, very explicit about how much he hates everything that's happening these days. Funky Kong. Funky Kong's a fan of the arts. Funky Kong is all about making sure that kids stay active and kids stay focused on being able to go out to the oceans. He would push good healthcare. He would push good education. Also, I would like to point this out. He is the only anthropomorphic candidate right now who is wearing jeans. That's a S+ in my book for how to play a race. He's not wearing jeans. Gold Mario would burn our country. He's just a plant from Wall Street, literally made of money. This is the bee from Mario Galaxy, correct? I'm gonna say neutral. On one hand, she is a monarch. She's a queen bee. She did not get voted. However, as a bee, she's probably really, really good at making sure that unions would be very, very prevalent in our country. She would make sure that people all work together. However, I am almost kind of seeing it as like a utopian, dystopian kind of future. Bottom of neutral right now. Okay, so here's a small issue, gang. I don't know the names of all of Bowser's kids, so I do need to pull this up because I do not know how to differentiate the Koopalings. Iggy. So Iggy is very similar to Bowser Jr. Iggy was a big inventor, childish and immature, brilliant. I'm gonna put him slightly above Bowser Jr. I think that he would be very similar to Bowser Jr. However, the one slight stipulation is that while I may be on the fence that Bowser Jr. could potentially be pro-choice, I think Iggy would be pro-choice. All right. I'm gonna be real with you. I forgot that the Splatoon kids were here. I think the Inklings would be detrimental to our country because they are pro-guns. The only thing that can stop a bad Bowser is a Mushroom Kingdom citizen with a gun. But they wouldn't say it like that. They would say, I don't think they would be great for our country. I think they would actively hurt our country a little bit. Isabelle! Isabelle would do so much good. She is super fucking organized. She's into gardening. She's green. She's great with working with foreign embassies. We know that for a fact. She's just fantastic all around. Would I put her above Funky Kong? She does have more experience than Funky Kong, so I think I'm going to put her above Funky as well. King Boo! Much like the Queen Bee from Mario Galaxy, King Boo is a monarch. I do think King Boo is going to be in Wood Hurt. The biggest reason why is because he is not good with confrontation. You can't look him in the face and get a true answer. In fact, he would actually hide his face from you. He's also got a very grating laugh, and I know that's not a big deal, but if we remember Nixon versus Kennedy, that was the first ever televised presidential election. If Nixon laughed like King Boo, you know 100% we would all be voting for Kennedy in an instant. You're around for that? Shut up, Aaron. I just know history, okay? I'm sorry that I know history. I'm sorry I've read a book. Koopa Troopa. I'm gonna put Koopa Troopa currently in high neutral. Koopa Troopa is just one of the people. Doesn't make him a great leader. Yes, he's more relatable, but that's about it. I don't think he knows much about politics. Lakitu. Lakitu would do good for this country. Now you might be wondering, why would you think that? Here's a few reasons. One, he'd be great for infrastructure. He can see everything from above. He knows how we can space out all of our buildings in our cities. He's got great media presence. Not only has he worked in front of a camera, but also behind the camera. I genuinely think that Lakitu would be a very, very good president. Larry. I'm just gonna be real, gang. I feel like a lot of the Koopalings are just gonna land around the same place. They're either gonna be slightly better or slightly worse than Bowser Jr. He communicates via pictures and word bubbles, which only Lemmy could understand. Actually, you know what? That's actually gonna make him worse. He has horrible communication skills. If only one other person can understand it in this world, you're probably not gonna be great with talking with foreign interests. Sorry about that, Lemmy. Lenny? I don't know. Which one are you again? Larry. This one is Lemmy. I kind of love him.
Here comes the boy.
He's small, fun-loving child. Oh, he is a child, though. So unfortunately, Lemmy does go under legally cannot. Link! Link would actually burn our country down. Link canonically cannot speak. Second of all, he has slept for the majority of his life. He has no idea what our country has gone through. Does he even know how to read? The majority of the time, someone just talks to him and tells him everything that's happening, and he never questions it. A small little fairy will come up and be like, hey, you gotta go save the princess, and he'll be like, yeah, and then he'll just do it. He literally has his own riot gear built in. I don't think he would be a great leader. In fact, I think he could easily be convinced by other world powers to work with them in a more negative way. I think as a hero, he's great. As a president of the United States of America, terrible. Absolutely putrid. Ludwig. Oh, he's also into music. Okay, he's gonna go highest currently. He's just for the arts, you know? Ludwig's on this tier list. Boys, today we are running for president. I was cringe as Luigi. Luigi is the Bernie Sanders of the Mushroom Kingdom. He seems a little hesitant sometimes, but you know he will get shit done. He is willing to go into a haunted house to save his brother. He is willing to find out where Mario is. He also has a doctorate like his brother, as we all know from the hit game Dr. Luigi. Too anxious. I think a little bit of anxiety is totally fine. I think Luigi would be a fantastic leader. Mario, I'm kind of on a strange place with Mario. Yes, I do think Mario would do a lot of good. He has a single track mind. I don't think he's looking at the big picture when it comes to our country. He would just care about one and one thing only, and that would be what Princess Peach cares about. I don't think he would be bad for our country. I just don't think that he could stand for himself. Top of neutral. Mario loves to put bandages on problems, but no sustainable agenda. That is so true. Metal Mario. Actively burn our country. I'm not gonna say he's as bad as Gold Mario. I think this is like the prototype to Gold Mario. I think he could learn how to love, but like he could learn how to love. Sorry, I was not expecting to say that sentence in regards to Metal Mario today. I don't think he would be great for our country. The Mii's. I think the Mii's would do good for our country. That could mean that canonically Sans Undertale could be the president. However, you know that they're really into the arts. They've gone on so many adventures. They have military experience. The biggest thing that scares me, not only are they two-faced, they're many-faced. And we know that they own a sports resort. That's a lot of money. I think they would do good for our country, but there would be kind of like an undertone of like something a bit more evil. Morty! He's known as Big Mouth in the cartoons. Oh, he's very talkative. Oh, okay. Well, I think Morty is going to be below Bowser Jr. We don't want someone who just talks all the time. We want action, not just words. Paratroopa is going to go slightly above Koopa Troopa. They're very, very similar. However, the difference is that green shells fall off of ledges, red shells don't. Paratroopa would stick through whatever issues happen in our country and would continue fighting for whatever it is. That makes him a slightly better candidate. Red shells are aggressive. I would rather have a aggressive candidate who would stick around and fight for what is right versus a passive one. Peach would burn our country into the fucking ground. Do you know how much time she spends getting kidnapped? She would literally have no time for politics. And not only that, the other great powers of the world would see how easy it is. Like, yeah, cool. She's a good baker. She can float on air, but that's literally all that she brings. Also, I would like to remind you, in the Smash Bros series, canonically, she uses citizens of her country as a shield so that she can use them to hurt others. A metaphor? I think not, gang. Petey Piranha would do a lot of good for our country. He would be very pro-green energy. He's grown through a lot of different turmoil in our country. He has to be a quick learner as well. Rose Gold Peach, worse than Gold Mario. Not only is she a plant from Wall Street, but they're trying to look hip and cool with what they think is a demographic that they don't already have, which is women. And they think, oh, if we make her rose gold, women will like her more. When in reality, that is just a archaic and very, very sexist mindset to have. Rob the Robot. I think Rob would hurt our country. If you remember Subspace Emissary, which I am deeming as canonical in the Mushroom Kingdom, Rob literally was the reason why Taboo almost came to power and killed everyone in the Smash universe. He does have a change of heart at the very last minute, but I think the willingness to work for such a powerful fascist leader wouldn't make him a great president. Rosalina? Rosalina would hurt our country.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
She already ruled galaxies. Do you remember what happened when she was ruling those galaxies? Bowser launching a terrorist attack is her fault? No, I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm saying the way that she dealt with the situation was not a very good way to deal with it. Rosalina fell flat in the face of adversary and went instantly to Mario for help. I will be honest, I've only played the Mario Galaxy series once back when it first came out, so I don't remember these stories super well, if I want to be real honest. You're not blaming a woman for Bowser's misbehavior. I'm not saying that. Some of my best friends are women, okay? I voted for Isabelle in 2024, okay? Roy! I'm gonna put Roy at the highest. I'm not gonna even read up about him. All I remember is Roy's our boy. Shy Guy would actively burn our country. Shy Guy is shy. He runs away from danger. He definitely is in some sort of secret society. I don't think it would be beneficial for anyone but Shy Guy's sake. Toadette's gonna be in neutral. I have not much to say about Toadette. She doesn't have much of a stance for herself. She even becomes Princess Peach. I think she's literally just a carbon copy of whatever Peach believes. I don't think she has the negatives of Princess Peach as well. For instance, no one's capturing Toadette every 2 seconds. So she'll just have the politics of Princess Peach without the busyness. Toad! Toad is going and would do good. The one issue with Toad is that he probably is a fan of fossil fuels, but I think outside of that, I think everything else about his politics would be fantastic. Villager would actively burn our country down. Now, I know a lot of you are probably like, what? Why isn't he on the same level as Isabelle? Do you know what percentage of people still play Animal Crossing's New Horizon compared to when it first came out? Think of the countless islands. Think of the countless villages. Think of the countless campsites that are all being left alone right now because of the fact that Villager has just gotten bored with it. His negligence would lead to our country falling down. I haven't played Animal Crossing New Horizons in about a year and a half. I deleted my island. Yes, of course, there are good ones. There are always good ones. But what if he's one of the bad ones? What if he's me? He would burn our country. Jess, what did you do during your last visit? Did you check in on every single resident? Did you clear off all the weeds? Did you build a new building? Did you find a new fish? Probably not. You just kind of walked around, went into Timmy and Tommy's little fucking store and bought yourself a nice little chair, didn't you, Jess? Also, Villager's a capitalist. Waluigi! Neutral. Waluigi's neutral because the only times he ever shows up is whenever alongside of Wario, and Wario would actively burn our country to the ground. As opposed to being a plant from Wall Street, Wario is a multi-capitalist. He would be one of the fucking worst candidates that we could potentially have. Literally, the first Wario Land is about him getting all of his gold and money back. He's the greediest person on this list. Wendy, spoiled brat, quick temper, rages over little things. You are currently the worst of the Bowserlings. She's the rich daughter of a fascist. You think she would do well? That's not girl bossing. That's girl monarchy. Okay, Wiggler and would hurt. Very quick to get upset. If you ever jump on Wiggler's head, he instantly gets pissed off and becomes this very, very rage-induced monster. That would be very bad in most political situations. I would be mad if someone jumped on my head too. Yes, Jess, but would you attempt to murder someone because of it? Yoshi would burn our country. I don't have to explain it. I think you all already know why. We did it, gang. That is everyone. So many bad takes in this photo. Well, make sure to go vote.